Look at it. From the left to the right, to the top to the bottom. So much damage left behind following severe weather across central Indiana. We're talking from Monroe to Owen, from Shelby counties across central Indiana right now. All of these areas facing a long cleanup ahead. It's now 5 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. I'm Anne Marie.
I'm Dustin Grove and Felicia. It is a mess. Several tornadoes have now been confirmed from last night. Let's go ahead and show you here. You can see where those storms were reported across several counties just south of Indianapolis.
We do have live team coverage tonight of the areas impacted, and we're also tracking the potential for more rain.
Let's start with our Ella Rhodes, who's hearing from people impacted now and working to rebuild. Ella?
Yeah, we're just here off of Buskirk Road in Monroe County, and this home, this mobile home, was completely blown off its foundation. Just look at, you can see it absolutely ripped off the roots of this home. You can see there's still a couch cushion in there, and the more you look through this area where this tornado came through, you see more personal belongings. I'm seeing plates, I see an oven, you could see a mattress farther away. There's just so many items. The flat screen TV also of this home is out here, a dartboard, just so many things that are now absolutely ruined. Earlier, actually, friends of people at this home were going through the belongings to see what they could salvage, but you could just see it was absolutely decimated by this tornado. You can see the insulation is even hanging in some of the branches of the trees, and the tops of the trees were just completely ripped off as well. Just how strong and powerful this storm was. I mean, I'm looking at the refrigerator, the oven, the safe, the couch, all now just splattered in the backyard of this home, of this property. And you have to remember, these are people's livelihoods just torn away from them. We actually spoke with a man, Kyler Bosniak, and he actually went, after the storm hit, he made his way up this road to check on his neighbors, and that is when he actually met the woman who was here in this home. She was bunkering down in her bathtub when the tornado hit. That's when he says the tornado actually picked this woman up in her bathtub, and it flew her about 30 to 50 feet, and she was injured. She only broke her ankle, according to Monroe County officials, but still was hurt, and now she's recovering in the hospital, according to her friends who have been trying to help her parse through this property. But this is just a big loss for this family and this community, and other homes on the street look very similar. This is what Kyler had to say as he described what it looked like.
Last night when we were coming through, just looking for damage, every time there was a lightning bolt, it looked like a war zone. There was nothing left. Like, it was just all the trees were snapped in half. There was stuff everywhere. Looked identical to a war zone.
And this home is unfortunately an example of that war zone. I'm seeing children's games also out here, and, you know, a tennis racket and just other items. Oh, over here we've got, you know, a coffee maker, a Keurig, a suitcase. It's just littered with people's personal belongings, and it's so heartbreaking as people begin to repair. The Red Cross was out here earlier giving supplies to people, helping them clean up this damage, and we've already seen crews out here as well helping repair some of these power lines. A lot of power lines were down. You know, there's a power line actually that goes through this property of this home, if our photographer is able to pan onto it, and it just shows you the line of where this power line fell down all the way through this home. And I mean, you could just see the devastation and the destruction along with it. And as people are beginning to pick up the pieces, they're really working together in this community. And this is just one part of an area here in central Indiana that was hit by storms. I'm going to toss it now over to Brandon Schaff.
Thank you, Ella. We are here over at the Morgan Monroe State Forest, and we are certainly seeing a lot of that damage here as well. Down trees, some of them completely chopped in half right here at the entrance. You can see the sign. This is where you would certainly be seeing a lot of people driving through here and trying to get into the entrance, but you've got all these down trees directly in the path of this tornado. And over here, where people would be entering this state forest, a tree completely down on on one side, a county truck here, and plenty of Indiana DNR vehicles and personnel going in to try to clear some of the damage that we're seeing here at the state park, which has now been closed. This forest was closed to the public for their safety. Now, crews have been working hard to clear the road so that people could get in and out of the state forest, and Indiana DNR says that almost every way in and out of this forest was blocked by trees last night. So they've been using some heavy equipment and chainsaws to clear the way. Now, Monroe County Emergency Management says that they are working with NWS to assess the damage everywhere that this storm went through yesterday. And there's also an American Red Cross shelter that's open over at Steinsville Community Center for those who need a meal or a place to stay. Now, right here, there was a man who lived in an RV at the state forest, said that it shook the RV and tree limbs went through it. And 12 people were also staying at the training center for a teacher academy at the campgrounds here at the forest as the tornado passed right through here. DNR helped them follow a plan to shelter in place. And you can see exactly the path that this storm took when it went through the forest.
A lot of the hiking trails have got trees down. So even though we've got the roads open, there is still a considerable amount of work that needs to be done before this place can be safe again and open back up to the public.
And DNR says that the state forest will be closed for several days, maybe weeks, as they continue to clear everything up here. There's a lot of work still to be done right here at the entrance and throughout the state forest, and certainly around this entire area of Indiana after this tornado came through. Reporting here in Monroe County, Brandon Schaff, 13 News. Back to you.
All right, Brandon, thank you so much.
Well, the Owen County Humane Society is asking for the community's help following last night's storms. They shared these images you're seeing right here of the damage left behind.
They say they need help clearing down trees near the shelter and the walking trails. The shelter also is without power. The good news, the animals are safe. We're told that the damage was limited to the fencing there near the building.
And we've also got thousands still without power across southern Indiana, including a couple hundred in the Morgan, Monroe County area. Most of those outages right now, according to Duke, is actually in southeast Indiana.